Noon, Mr. Chairman and all my colleagues.
By extending my country, Malaysia's deepest and utmost felt appreciation for all the assistance and support that was rendered to us during our times of need, pain and grief, and in fact still grieving over the tragedy that befell our national airlines MH370, where 239 lives was lost, and MH17 with 298 lives lost last year. And recently, QZ8501, involving our very own Malaysia low-cost airline affiliate, Indonesia AirAsia, that perished with 162 passengers. Likewise, the recent disastrous flood that had hit our country, where some lives were also lost and thousands of homes perished. However, we were fortunate to get quick, cordial support, aids and assistance, especially from our neighboring countries. Such overwhelming warm gesture extended to us were beyond words. And again, on behalf of Malaysia and Malaysians, I say thank you with all our hearts. Looking deeper into the entire episodes, we could only conclude that the result of the cordial bilateral relationships between my country, Malaysia, and yours brings upon it the reality of a saying that says, a friend in need is a friend indeed. However, and despite the fact that cooperation in the region does exist, there is still need to further enhance and strengthen cooperation within the region and around the world, and to instill strongly the importance of developing regional arrangements to complement national and international efforts amongst people. I believe this very forum, the Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum, is the right platform for all Pacific Rim country members to seek and to promote a more established regional cooperation throughout the Asia-Pacific region. There is a call for greater integration and cooperation in this region to counter especially the growing threats made by severe or extreme politics and security pressures, natural disasters, climate change, and economic shocks. Fellow parliamentarians and colleagues, please allow me to also use this opportunity to touch in brief some of the issues which I deem important from Malaysia's point of view. Malaysia, as you all probably know, has a unique democratic system. Our system is small to accommodate our very plural nature of being multiracial, multi-religion, and multicultural. Through the years, we have adopted many steps at national level to further enhance and consolidate cooperation in the name of democracy. For example, the adoption of One Malaysia concept. It is with this understanding that we would also like to put on record that Malaysia is supportive of Indonesia's effort to promote democracy in the ASEAN region via Bali Democracy Forum, which is BDF. As a country upholding democracy, we would like to put on record that we are ready to offer and share our experience and to work actively and constructively with the other related members of the Asia-Pacific Parliamentary Forum. With this opportunity too, I would also like to highlight the importance to preserve and promote cultural heritage in the region. As we all know, ASEAN region is enriched with ancient histories and colonization influences, thus make us such an interesting region. For example, in Malaysia alone, we have two states, i.e. Malacca and Penang, and both having colorful histories. And I'm pleased to inform that these two states are currently in collaboration with World Heritage United Nations, UNESCO. On the issue of social protection, Malaysia is also of the view that more concreted regional and international efforts in developing the awareness of social protection and social rights must be further enhanced. In sharing our policies, Malaysia's government places utmost importance on gender equality, and Malaysian women has made significant progress in various fields, namely education, health, and economic activities, and including in politics. Dear colleagues, touching on the issue of disaster and climate change, Malaysia consistently views that climate change is very complex, cross-cutting issues, and it affects most of the developing small nations. Malaysia is currently facing among its worst flood disasters in years, where at least 4 of our small states are affected. Having had such experience and also feeling for many other countries that had suffered similar fate and the like, Malaysia suggests that developed countries should play more significant role to enhance action on adaptation, as well as transparent and accessible climate finance to support small nations. In conclusion, Malaysia feels that despite all the effort that had been discussed, initiated and rendered, regional cooperation is not yet very well established in the Asia-Pacific region as it is in Europe. However, there seems to be an emerging diverse regional cooperation structures in this region too. There are countries that still believe it is important to keep their own distinct economic and political profile. Nevertheless, there's a need to build more resilient regional cooperation and to form greater partnerships with better and greater understanding between countries in the Asia-Pacific region, with the opportunity to grow and advance better by closing gaps that hinders development and advancement, to build resilience, to end hunger, and to ensure an inclusive and sustainable future for everyone. We have now entered an era in which Asia-Pacific Rim will play an increasingly important role. And while regional integration is already an important trend, it is time now for us to unlock the real potential of inter-regional cooperation. With that, I say thank you, muchas gracias, and a very happy New Year 2015. Thank you.
Muchas gracias a Malasia.